This episode of Are You Still a Genius is brought to you by Brainstreams.ca. That's Brainstreams.ca. And by our new sponsor, Tim Hortons. Always fresh at Tim Hortons. Always. Hi there, my name's Greg and I'm host of the show. This week in Are You Still a Genius is the Astronomy Edition. Let's say hi to our players. And our first welcome to Peter. Peter, welcome back to Genius for the Astronomy Week. How are you doing this week?
I'm just fantastic.
And what do you know about the planets? Do you ever been to space before?
Of course, I'm from the planet Europa.
Interesting. Well, good luck today. And now we're going to say hello to Ben. As always, a pleasure to have here on Genius. How you doing today, Ben?
I'm doing great, thanks.
And tell me about your knowledge about the planets.
Hopefully it's good enough to do well in this game.
I hope so too. I'll look forward to your answers this afternoon. And now our friend Andrew. Andrew, welcome back to Genius this week.
Oh, thank you.
And tell me, are you excited about the Astronomy Edition? Not the Astrology Edition, the Astronomy Edition.
Oh, yeah, I had it straight. You're the one who mixed it up.
Oh. I thought the Sagittarius was on Mars for a moment.
No, women are on Mars.
And we say hello to our friend Anwar. Anwar, welcome back to Genius.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
And you did well last week. And how do you feel about the Astronomy Edition this week?
I feel good, but I am not an astronut.
It's time for round number 1. Each astronaut gets their own question, worth 5 points. 20 seconds for our first contestant. His name is Astronaut Andrew. Andrew, the sun is a planet, the sun is a star, the sun is another solar system, or the sun is another galaxy. What do you think the right answer is? Answer, Andrew?
The sun is considered a star.
The sun is a star, just like the other stars in the sky. The difference is that the sun is closer to the Earth, 93 million miles away, while other stars are much further away. The next closest star to Earth is over 20 trillion miles away. Now that's a long, long ride. Okay, now it's time for astronaut Peter's turn. You've got 20 seconds, Peter, to answer the following multiple choice question. Which two planets are gas giants? Saturn and Jupiter, Saturn and Mars, Venus and Mercury, or Jupiter and Mars? Which two planets are gas giants? Okay, Peter, what's your answer for gas giants?
Houston, we are ready to take off.
No, I need your answer for the planets.
Oh, sorry about that. Miscommunication. It's Saturn and Jupiter.
Saturn and Jupiter are called gas giant planets because neither has any solid ground. They are giant balls of gas with hot liquid centers. The average temperature on Jupiter is minus 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Saturn's temperature is a freezy. It makes me shiver just reading the answer to that one. Okay, Anwar, here's your question. Okay, Anwar, now it's your turn to answer the multiple choice question. Which planet has a moon almost as big as itself? Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, or Earth? Which planet has a moon almost as big as itself? Answer please, Anwar.
Well, I think that they no longer classify Pluto as being a planet in the solar system, so I'm going to go with Neptune.
And the answer is Pluto. Pluto is the smallest planet in the solar system. In fact, it is even smaller than Earth's moon. Pluto's moon, Charon, is almost as big as Pluto itself. Many astronomers believe that Pluto isn't even a planet, but a large icy comet. Hey Ben, 20 seconds for you. Here is your question. Beginning with the closest to the Sun, what is the correct order of the planets? Is it Mercury, Mars, Earth, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto? Or Mercury, Saturn, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto? Or Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto? Or Mars, Venus, Earth, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune? What do you think is the right one, Ben? Okay, Ben, what is your answer?
Venus, Earth, Mars.
Try
Mercury,
again, Ben. Go again.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Okay, let's check it out. Ben must have used that acronym. My very elegant mother just served us nachos. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. What a great acronym to remember the order of the planets.
Round 1 scores: Andrew 5, Peter 5, Ben 5, and Anwar 0.
Round number 2. Let's enjoy the Eclipse Challenge. Take a look at the following diagram. Notice the sunlight, the moon, causing an umbra, and a penumbra close to Earth. Have a look at the following diagram. The umbra, penumbra, and antumbra are the names given to 3 distinct parts of a shadow created by any light source. For a point source, only the umbra is cast. These names are most often used to refer to the shadows cast by celestial bodies. Is this a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? Worth the big 10 points if you know why. Okay, Pete, we got a solar eclipse here or a lunar eclipse, and why?
That is a solar eclipse.
Why?
Well, I think because of the umbra.
Okay. Is Pete right? Let's see what the other contestants think. Okay, Anwar, is it a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, and why?
It's a lunar eclipse because the moon is involved.
Well, thank you. That answer was short and quick. Does Anwar know what he's talking about? Okay, Ben, what do you think? Lunar eclipse or solar eclipse?
The one I have, I believe, is that if you're standing on the Earth in the penumbra, is a total eclipse of the sun. Because the moon is blocking the light from the sun, you would see, if you're standing in the penumbra, you wouldn't see the sun at all.
Interesting, Ben. Thank you for that answer. And Andrew, what do you think? Solar eclipse or lunar eclipse?
It's a solar eclipse.
Why is that?
It's the moon blocking out the sun's light. It's considered you're eclipsing the solar light.
Okay, thank you so much, Andrew. The answers and analysis are in. Let's see who got it right. The answer is a solar eclipse. What is a solar eclipse? An eclipse of the sun occurs when the moon revolving in its orbit around the earth comes between the sun and the earth. The moon blocks the light of the sun, and a shadow of the moon is cast over the earth's surface. A solar eclipse. Here once again is a diagram of a solar eclipse. The moon, revolving in its orbit around the earth, comes between the sun and the earth. The moon blocks the light of the sun, and the shadow of the moon is cast over the earth's surface. A lunar eclipse is when the earth comes between the sun and the moon, causing a shadow of earth on the moon. The shadow can partially or totally cover the moon, giving us partial and total eclipses. Unlike solar eclipses, lunar eclipses are obviously safe to observe without protective gear for the eyes. You may notice that the moon looks spectacularly bright just before and after the eclipse. And here's a diagram looking at a lunar eclipse. Notice the difference? Here, the Earth comes between the moon and the sun, causing a shadow of the moon on the Earth.
Round 2 scores. Ben's at 15. Andrew's at 15. Anwar is at a sharp 0. And Peter, 15.
Round number 3. Time again for Games Fever. Buzz in. The first to buzz in gets the guess. Each correct answer is worth 9 points. Question number 1. If you could travel in a spaceship at the speed of light away from the solar system, how long could you see the sun? 3 years, 30 years, or 300 years? Okay, Ben, you buzzed in first. What's the answer?
As long as if you traveled away from the sun at the speed of light, then you could see the sun for as far away as you got, because you'd be going the same speed as the light from the sun travels. 300 light years, I believe.
The answer is 30 years. Question number 2. How old is the Earth? 5 million years, 5 trillion years, or no one knows? Okay, Peter buzzed in first. What's your answer, Pete?
Well, next time I talk to God, I'm going to ask him. But for now, I think it's 5 million.
And the answer is 5 trillion years. Question number 3. To reach another planet, a spacecraft must be aimed at the planet, midway between the two, or where the planet will be when the spacecraft reaches it. Okay, Andrew, you were the first to buzz in for this question. What is your answer?
Based on the trajectory, they have to figure where it will be at that time period. That's what you aim for.
And the answer is where the planet will be when the spacecraft reaches it. Planets move because the gas cloud that originally formed the solar system was spinning. The gas that wasn't spinning fell into the protosun, and the planets formed from gas in chunks that were spinning enough that they were in orbit. Once the planets formed and were in orbit about the sun, there was no reason for them not to stay there. Objects in motion tend to remain in motion. The expansion of the universe is essentially negligible on the scale of the solar system. That is, it appears to have only a very, very small effect on the solar system. Here's a galaxy fact for you. The local group. There are billions of galaxies in our universe. Most of them are clumped together in small groups. Our own galaxy, which is called the Milky Way galaxy, lies within a group of galaxies that we call the local group. The local group consists of about 30 galaxies. The three largest are the Andromeda galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, and the Triangulum. Fact for you. Galaxy time bonus 6 points. How far is the sun from the center of the Milky Way? 2 light years? 10 light years? 2,000 light years? Or 26,000 light years away? 6 points if you get this bonus question right. I wonder what answers will our players give? Okay, Ben, what's the answer?
26,000.
And what do we think from our friend Andrew?
26,000, I agree.
And our friend Anwar?
I'll follow the group and say 26,000.
And finally, Peter.
I concur.
Gabbing off my answers.
So 26,000?
I concur.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's in English, yes.
26,000 light years away is the answer. And the final scores for the astronomy edition are Ben with 21 points, Anwar with 6 points, Pete with 21 points, and our champion this week is Andrew. Congratulations, Andrew. Way to go. If you want to have some fun and guess who next week's champion will be, just send me an email at greg@tbitalks.com with your choice. Choose Ben, Andrew, Peter, or Anwar. If you're right, you win a prize. Emails must arrive to me by this Thursday before 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to be eligible to win. Next week is the Greyhound edition. Many thanks to the members of the Blue Sheet Clubhouse. Without their help, this show would not be possible. This has been a colorful Mary Cridge Manor production. Still hungry for more? If you want to submit any trivia questions to our show to ask the players, just email me your trivia questions at greg@tbitalks.com, and I will be happy to incorporate them into the show. Thanks for participating. Look forward to seeing you again.